Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're going to focus in a little bit more in depth on owning your empowerment, owning your reality after exposing the narcissist or the psychopath. One of the most difficult humps or hurdles to get over when it comes to really declaring your boundaries, owning your life again, relaxing into your own body and getting a sense of really your empowerment or really your best version of yourself or your fulfillment, your happiness, getting that restored and really what we call recovered or healed is coming back to a place of center, which is owning your reality after the terror, after the gaslighting, after the destructive forces of a narcissistic or psychopathic individual has overwhelmed or kind of claimed your psychology. After they have really kind of dismantled your boundaries, your violation of self, you're really understanding what your personal center and your personal empowerment place is and feels like, and how to operate from that on a consistent and daily basis. So part of the recovery journal and the healing process is designed to help you return to that. And even if that feels like a scary place, even if it feels like an unfamiliar place, even if it feels like a very empty place, or what a lot of people tell me is they're not in touch with what makes them happy or fulfilled or that feeling of joy or happiness again. They've been so accustomed to the brainwashing. They've become so habituated to the manipulation and the emotional dysregulation of a narcissistic or psychopathic individual who, in essence, has controlled them like a roller coaster ride. And yes, a happy life does have ups and downs naturally, but you want to encounter more of that balance versus more of that emotional dysregulation and that uncertainty. When there is so much uncertainty in life, and there's a lot of this fear and terror that becomes with being emotionally manipulated, things can become very scary, feeling very unnatural, and very chaotic. And oftentimes people do things then to sabotage themselves, or really worse is that they are controlled at the strings of another. And that is part of the restorative process that I want to focus in on this video. And quick shout out to those viewers who have made donations to me. I want to give you a big round of applause and say thank you so much. And I wish you so much peace and harmony on your journey and personal empowerment, because it really does take energy and dedication and emotional sort of reservoirs within me to create and put these videos together. And I do this because there's such a void in the healthcare system to addressing this need and addressing this, especially in the workplace and in the family and in the marriage and counseling field. So I really do want to help create a reservoir and a resource for that. And there's, this is essentially a free public service, which I am putting out there. So I really, really appreciate your charitable donations. And it really means a lot to me, because it's really with feedback from viewers like you and those donations really that help me keep going, because it does take a certain amount of stamina, perseverance, and motivation. So it really does help keep this channel alive and open for you. So I really, really want to give you my heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for that. So now we're going to continue on really looking at kind of the reformatting and the re-blueprinting of your emotions, and really what's so important is your verbalizations. What people need to really understand is that the spoken word directs a lot of your emotions. The spoken word directs what we call oftentimes your belief in self. So your self-value, your validation. And the spoken word directs oftentimes your vision of your future and what you believe that you are capable of, and really what doors you walk into or what doors you close for yourself. As well as it directs, that, and not only, for your future, but who you entrust, how you trust yourself, what you feel capable of, or what you don't feel capable of. So oftentimes the verbal word either self-limits or self-expands. And we really want to focus on the self-expands, because oftentimes the abuse of a psychopathic or narcissistic individual is so harsh, critical, and judgmental that it creates what we call an inner critic or an inner manipulation, feeling like I am less than and feeling like I am controlled by the validation of this individual, the spoken word of this other individual outside of me. So as you can see, your reality then becomes controlled and mangled, distorted by this criticism, this judgment from the perspective of a manipulative individual. And as you can imagine, those individuals are manipulating things so that they will be the ones in control. They will be the ones in power. And so when they can get you to fall, feel less than, and feel inferior, they have in essence won. So it's all about a battle for them. Even though most people, that's not a battle that they want to ensue. They don't, they want to be supportive of others. They want to be encouraging, nurturing, and, helping to get people to where they want to be because they have a sense of security within. They're not threatened by other people's advancement or joy in life. Those people who are insecure or narcissistic are threatened by other people's joy and advancement in life because they don't possess that inner security. So when they see somebody doing better, it quote unquote makes them look bad. And so if they can distort the reality so that you're looking bad, you can't see really where this person is. There's a mask. And so you have to really validate the fact that you need to validate yourself and not be validated by this individual because unbeknownst to you, you're handing over your personal power to this individual and you need to reclaim your personal power. So I want you to begin right now by saying, I am reclaiming my personal power. I am so excited to reclaim my personal power. In fact, I have so much gratitude that I can reclaim my personal power. I am reclaiming my personal power, and it's for the best. It's in my greatest interest as well as in the greatest interest of all involved. My personal power is for my own best interest and the greatest interest of all those involved. I am now reclaiming my personal power, and I feel at one with this. And I do this with integrity and gratitude. And when we do this, we're now responding in a way that comes from a sense of personal power, not force, and not being intimidated by another or the insults, beratements, words that they might say. Realize that the verbal word that we speak creates our reality, and it creates really the energetic flow, which is really emotions, which is energy and motion to flow through our bodies. And if we have had our personal energy disrupted by a manipulative individual, chances are we have cowered down, we have quivered away, we have felt hurt, our feelings have been violated, we have been bruised, we have been wounded, and we need emotional salve. We need an emotional repair to take place there. An emotional wound needs an emotional bandage, and it needs to be really healed from the inside. And so oftentimes that verbalization needs to come from your free will and the statement of affirmations, emphatically, meaning with emotion, clarity, resonance, conviction, and commitment. And this is 100%. So if you're feeling if you're feeling shamed or you're feeling self-conscious, let it go. If you need to go to the car, if you need to go outside, wherever you can go to do these affirmations, and you do not want to be self-conscious. You do not, what is so-and-so going to think about me? This is all about getting rid of what other people think about you, because that is not important. What is important that you are empowered and that you have the faith and the conviction and the belief inside that is within you. And if you have not been giving yourself permission to have this, chances are it's because some manipulative person said, it is not your right, it is not your place to have this personal conviction. You are less than. You are a threat to me, so I have to grind you down. Remember, the manipulator, they want you to be less than, inferior, not speak up. Silence your inner voice. It's time to reclaim that inner voice. So it's time to really open up the energy centers. The energy centers are going to come from at the root of your spine, and it's going to come up through your solar plexus and your abdomen and through your heart and through your throat and up through your body and out the top of your head, and it's going to be projected out. I am. I am. If you're used to feeling depressed and it's very difficult for you to do and feel these things, just begin with the I am. And it's not a whisper like I am, I am. It's I am. I am. So you need to get to that center, and you need to do that, and you need to practice. You need to rehearse. It's like a muscle. At first, it might hurt, it might not feel good, but as you continue, it's going to strengthen. So this is, something that really benefits you with time. So you need to kind of do this consciously, which means with effort, like, okay, I am doing my affirmations, and I'm doing this out loud, vocalizing with emotion, with feeling, and also with a bit of vision. So when I talk about a vision, I mean envisioning yourself in that body behaving the way that you want to. So when we talk about, you need really visualization to have manifestation. So to visualize yourself, when the things that you visualize, in other words, you imagine, you want, you desire, you need to get in touch with that. And then you need to kind of have that vision. Some people, it's very easy for them to visualize. Some people, it's not very easy for them to visualize. Some people do not have much of an imagination. Sometimes it takes a little bit of work, but it will come with time and practice. And this will have long-ranging benefits for you. So I want you to really focus on that concept of clarity, vision, and emotional backing, or what we call emotional resonance or emotional conviction. And work on that clarity of just fluid feeling within the body. And get a little bit excited. I'm now giving myself permission to feel excited, to own my clarity, to own my reality, to own my perspective. Mine. This is mine. And get yourself clear. You need to come from that which we call your center. And we're going to be talking about some different questions that you can answer. You can ask of yourself to answer and help open up that reservoir which has been silenced for so long by a narcissistic or psychopathic abuser. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.